All right, it is Tuesday night in Tooney Town, and that can only mean one thing. It is time for the fastest rising pro wrestling live stream podcast on the internet today. It is time for Tooney Talk Wrestling. Folks, my name is Marvin, and I am the Movie Monster, and I am pleased to welcome you back to another fun-filled week of wrestling talk bonanza. This is my word of the day, bonanza. But anyway, guys, we have a lot to talk about. Tony Khan said that he books wrestling for the Sickos, and well, it was proven in the last week. Gail Kim has been fighting seemingly everyone and doing a damn good job of defending herself. But I can't talk about all this alone. I need all of you guys out there in the audience, plus our stellar panel.
He stole a Hogan shirt from a girl. His actions make a righteous hurl. He fantasized about Alexa Bliss. Who is this guy? He's Arcadis.
And here he is, folks, the one and only Arcadis, aka Dis. Evening.
I had to figure out what time. I had to figure out what time of day it was. I forgot.
You forgot what kind of day we do, what time of day we do the show.
Been a long day. It's been a long day.
I hear you. It's been a long week. I mean, it has been like we started talking about like the Sicko kid last week as it was breaking, and then just the more news came out about it, the more it was just the craziest story ever. But hold on, we need a little extra help before we get into that. There he is, the Nigerian prince himself.
Yeah, are you guys talking about our boy Donnie Ray Birchfield?
I love that you guys just know the name.
He has a perfect serial killer name, doesn't he? Really I know he's not a serial killer, but he sounds like one.
Well, thankfully they got him before he became a serial killer, because anyone that keeps that many people in their basement is definitely not normal. But all right, guys, so this is a show made for you and financed by you. We count on all of your generous super chats to keep the lights on around here. We stop to read your super chats in between topics. We do take breaks for super chats of $50 or more. So if you send in $50 or more, we do stop whatever we're doing to address whatever it is you guys want to talk about. So without further ado, let's get into some of our super chats that have already come in. I see you and Kumia for $5. I see Drew McIntyre is being cast in the new Highlander movie with Cavill and Glomgold. Well, we'll talk about that in a second, but first.
Glomgold!
Yes, so did you guys see that Drew McIntyre is getting a role in Highlander? Which, I don't know who he's gonna. I think they said he's gonna play Connor McLeod's brother. I think I had heard cousin.
I think it was a cousin, yeah.
Or clansman.
He is a McLeod, so that's cool. It's perfect casting.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's big.
Yeah, really.
Warrior-looking Scottish guy. So it works.
Ryan Damon said brother. It might be I read the story 10 minutes before the show started, so it might be.
No, I had heard.
Yeah, I think it's Henry Cavill's brother.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to hearing Henry Cavill's Scottish accent. I don't know how big a role this is going to be. This sounds like, somebody who we're going to see for probably 5 minutes in a flashback sequence going over how he becomes mortal. When he comes back from the dead after that battle, and all of a sudden they're like, he's a demon.
Well, didn't Edge have a pretty big role in Endgame back in the day?
No. Edge was in it for 2 seconds.
Okay.
Oh.
And he was so out of place.
In the
Go ahead.
In the show The Witcher, did Henry Cavill have an accent, or does the Witcher character have an accent?
It kind of was like his regular voice, which is kind of a British accent.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's like his voice, but like darker almost. I don't know how to describe it. He was so good.
I don't think he's going to be tackling any Scottish accent.
It is a shame that show sucked as much as it did. Like it did. The first season is fine. And he was so good in it, but then they decided it couldn't be about Henry Cavill. It had to be about all the women that are in the show. And then we, had to take a hard left turn. And then that's why he left, because of the disrespect of the lore of The Witcher, because he is a fan first and foremost. So Uncultured Barbarian also checking in for $5 says, which WCW booker gave up on more talent that Vince made money with? Ole, or Bischoff and Company, or is there someone else? I think Bischoff, because Bischoff gave up. He gave up Austin. He gave up Big Show. I mean, Austin's the big one, right? I mean, Ole gave up Undertaker, and Foley.
I mean, Foley was a bit of. I think everyone gave up on Foley before Vince, except for Heyman. Yeah, it has to be. It has to be Bischoff, at least in terms of how big they got. With Ole. A lot of the people who left Ole too weren't people that Ole necessarily gave up on, but it was still around that time that Vince was, paying big bucks and trying to get all the top talent from around the country and all that kind of stuff. So, like Beard said in chat, Mark Marrow. I mean, that's that's one of the people I don't really know if I think it has to be Eric. It has to be Eric.
Yeah, I mean, just by letting Steve Austin go, that's the biggie, because he becomes the highest, the biggest box office attraction in the history of wrestling.
I'd argue Triple H is bigger now
than Austin.
I mean, considering you think
Triple H drew more money than
no.
Steve Austin?
Well, in the course of history, I think that Triple H is more important to WWE than Stone Cold Steve Austin is.
No, absolutely not.
He runs the company during its highest profitability era ever.
Yeah, he runs the company.
What an easy question. That's an easy idea to say. Like, Triple H is more important than Stone Cold.
No, he's an executive in the company, and he's important in that. But I'm talking strictly as a wrestler.
If you're talking only as a performer, then yes. I was just I was looking at it from a bigger picture, like, Triple H at the beginning wasn't as big of a deal as Austin was, but if you look at the whole picture, it kind of ends up being that although I don't know what would have changed if Eric Bischoff hadn't given up on Triple H, probably would have ended up in the same place in the long run.
All right. So Uncultured Barbarian also for another 5 says Law and Order SVU episode based on the AEW fans should be as crazy as the one they'll do about D4VD. David?
I don't know what that is.
I don't either, but he has also requested.
Glum gold.
Oh my goodness. I would love to see a Law and Order SVU episode about your boy Donnie, who we'll get into it. It's gonna be the first thing we talk about.
It'll feature various AEW stars as well, with guest appearances by Jack Perry and Luchasaurus.
Tony Khan will blur his face out like they did in that picture.
Now, you know what? There's not going to be an SVU episode. There's going to be a 6-part Netflix documentary produced by WWE Films.
Netflix, he's going to end up being a black woman. Let's see. Ryan Damon for $10 says shout out to the new biography by former WWE writer Brian Solomon, Irresistible Force on the Life of Gorilla Monsoon. Just got my copy. That sounds cool. I would love to read that. I think I will read.
He's been plugging it heavy. It looks like a great read. He's got a lot of stories in there, and some of his tweets kind of elaborate on some of the things that Gorilla Monsoon did. He damn near owned the company back in the 60s.
Oh yeah, I mean, isn't it true though that WWE has no footage of Gorilla Monsoon wrestling, or very little at least?
They always show the same 3 matches. There's one that you see of him fighting 4 people at one time, and a couple stare downs. But you never see a whole lot of the Gorilla stuff.
I know he had a big series with Andre.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of that stuff from back then. I mean, look at how much history is just lost, because a lot of stuff back then that was recorded, the weekly shows were taped over.
I know that, isn't that something?
I know that in St. Louis, they said that 75% of the Wrestling at the Chase footage is completely lost because the channel that aired it used the tapes to record St. Louis Cardinals games over. So they just reuse the tapes over and over again, and it's just gone.
So Monsoon had that big series with Andre, right? Him and Andre had a big feud.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, he talked about it. Yeah.
You know what I love about Monsoon? When he became a commentator, he could have very easily been back when I used to fight Andre, I know what the Hulksters go. He never did that. Like
I heard otherwise, Marv. I heard like he was like a lot of the boys did not like him. Now Brian Solomon can definitely attest to this or say it's incorrect. But I've heard that a lot of people did not like Gorilla Monsoon because he ruined their matches. A lot of the heels were undercut by a lot of the things that Gorilla Monsoon was saying.
Like what?
I'm trying to give a good example that I was told. A wrestler will feign cowardice, and Gorilla Monsoon will say like, well, he's not strong, he's not tough, he's looking to get out of the fight, and maybe a second later, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, apparently, yeah. Apparently, like they would attack again, during the course of the match, and he would just disparage them. I hate not having the full story, but yeah, I've heard that a lot of people did not appreciate Gorilla Monsoon's commentary, especially during big matches.
Well, I like listening to it. And then
I got no problem with it either.
Awesome. AEW Neckbeard, mod extraordinaire, keeping you guys company out there in the chat, doing his own show out there as well, and we love to see it. Our good friend AEW Neckbeard, who we could not do the show without, but he says also, but Monsoon's heyday was the 60s. So that's also a good
True.
Point. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and Ryan Damage said he fought Muhammad Ali.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah. Is that one? That one's got to be on tape, right?
I've seen pictures. I've never seen a video, though.
That's so strange.
It's crazy.
That is so strange. Regina Sharp checking in says, wait, I forgot my pants.
Glom gold, glom gold, glom gold, glom gold.
Hold on, let me give you one more. Why can't I? There it is.
Because I'm Flint-Hard glom gold, and I always will be.
Maddie for $1.99 says Law and Order SVU Spectrum Victims Unite. Well, yeah, I have a feeling there's a lot of that going on. Here's an interesting thing from Neckbeard. He says, I hated Monsoon on commentary in the 80s, but then I realized how good he was when I was older. Huh. Why did you hate Monsoon in the 80s? Like, what about him did you hate? Like, he was the babyface announcer.
There's people like that, though. Like, I hated Lawler on commentary until I got older.
He was the heel.
No. I mean, like when I was like 17, like he annoyed me on commentary. I didn't like his voice. I didn't like hearing him. And then as I got older, I kind of, yeah, there you go. See, same thing.
I just found him annoying when I was a kid. So look, my buddy's dad was like the ultimate mark, right? Remember when Sergeant Slaughter, like turned to be an Iraqi, and then he came back to turn babyface, and he led everyone in the Pledge of Allegiance, and everyone forgave him.
Yes,
right.
Everybody but my friend. Everybody but my friend's dad. like carried a grudge for Sergeant Slaughter for years over
awesome.
That. Just would not forgive it. But I remember one time I was like, my friend and I, we were like in our late teens, early 20s. We were in our early 20s at this point. And we're talking, and his dad comes in talking about an indie show. And we're like, oh, Jerry Lawler's going to be on the show. And he goes, I can't stand that guy. And we're like, and I said, why? Like, because, like we're smart marks at the time. And I just kind of figured everybody thought of wrestling like that. And he goes, he's got bad taste in wrestlers. I was like, I just looked at my buddy and I went, oh.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of a confession about the Hulk Hogan Sergeant Slaughter storyline.
Oh my gosh, your confessions are always the best.
No, this isn't me being bad though. Okay. I kind of love it. Like I kind of still hold on to it as one of my favorite storylines, and I know it's not good, quote unquote.
It's great. It's a great storyline. Are you kidding me?
Okay, good. I'm glad somebody finally
think it was good.
Everyone always jokes about it and makes fun of it and talks about it like it was terrible. And I love that storyline. I loved everything about it.
It was a license to print heat.
Oh, absolutely. And just my favorite thing in the world are Sergeant Slaughter's boots from Saddam Hussein.
Oh yeah.
But just how they
but like at the same time, I will say, when Desert Storm broke out, then it became a problem.
I mean, it became a problem. I guess I understand, but as a, how old was I? 8? As an 8-year-old, it made it better.
But I don't know. I thought it was going to be like another Cold War. Like we had Russian, villains in wrestling forever, and nobody ever said boo to them because they were the Russian heels. But we never went to open war with Russia. But then people suddenly, your neighbor's kid went off to fight in the Gulf, and suddenly Sergeant Slaughter wasn't as entertaining anymore.
But just like how Jesse told recommended that he burn the American flag, or suggested that he burn the American flag,
right?
And instead they had him burn a Hulk Hogan
t-shirt,
which is better, which is brilliant. That's what I'm saying. Like that's creative genius right there. Like we're not going to go too far.
You could not burn the American flag.
No,
on TV. That was
burning a flag on TV, and especially in 1990 or 91, they would have been canceled. I'm not mean like today how you use the term cancel.
No, I mean the show would have been canceled.
Yes, every syndication partner would have canceled them immediately if they would have done that. So
he would have gotten Muhammad Hassan.
Yeah,
it is like you said. This a perfect storyline. No one else could have done the Iraqi heel turn like who other than Sergeant Slaughter, the embodiment of 80s Americana. You know what I mean? Right before Hulkamania stepped up,
G.I. Joe.
It is. Yeah, and G.I. Joe. You don't get any better than that as far as a storyline. It's right up there with Hogan, Macho Man. It's up there with Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, maybe.
That wasn't a storyline.
But it was perfect.
It was. That's true.
All right, guys. So. Get your super chat.
Wait! Stop! I'm sorry. I gotta take umbrage with something in the chat.
All right.
I don't know a single memorable Gorilla Monsoon line. Come on, guys.
The irresistible force meets the immovable object.
Come on, Juan.
Cut the electricity with a knife. Yeah. Will you stop?
History has been made here in the Hoosier Dome.
I think there's a lot of Monsoon lines that you don't realize are Monsoon lines.
Yeah.
Like that Monsoon made.
Capacity
that
crowd.
Yeah. Everyone, it just became a regular line in wrestling, a trope. That's something that everyone uses, but it started with Gorilla Monsoon. So,
hello everyone, welcome to Primetime Wrestling. I'm your host, Gorilla Monsoon, along with Bobby the Brain Heenan here.
Right up there with God as my witness. He's broken in half.
Yeah,
yeah.
Can I say my favorite wrestling commentary duo is not one that I don't think many people have on their bingo card. It's actually Jim Ross and Paul Heyman.
I agree.
Because they were so antagonistic with each other, and it actually paid off with when Heyman got fired and he jumps across the table at JR, and JR lights him up. And he's going, come on, you son of a bitch.
In terms of duos, I think the only ones like those two, and then you have Gorilla and Bobby, and Vince and Jesse, and then everyone likes Jerry or the King and JR. It didn't really do it for me, but other than those four, I don't think there's any other duos that people really talk about at all. Are there? I mean, do people care about like Jim Ross and Jim Cornette?
Well, you never hear people say JR and Jerry Lawler a lot, but I think that's just because they were the commentary team during that boom period. I personally never really liked them together.
Yeah, and WCW didn't have any memorable combinations, really. The closest they had was probably Shivani and Jesse, but that was really just Jesse.
Heenan.
Yeah, but Heenan was phoning it in once he got to WCW. I mean, he was still good.
My favorite commentated show of all time. There are two. One is the Survivor Series with WWF versus the Alliance, because Heyman and JR are just on fire that whole night. That's got my favorite moment when Taz is in the Battle Royal and he's like, somebody's got to get him out of there. And JR goes, why don't you do it? Get in the ring, shock him with your bald ass head, and throw him over the top rope. You could chew, the walrus is dead. And the other is SummerSlam 1991 with Heenan, Monsoon, and Roddy Piper.
Yeah, Piper's underrated on commentary.
You say one thing to ruin this wedding, I'm gonna smack the slap right out of you.
I agree. Those are great ones, but I think we'd be remiss if we didn't say the greatest commentary of all time for any show has to be Royal Rumble 1992. It has to be. It was half of the match. Like half of the match was Bobby Heenan, right?
Yeah.
Like that. He was just as important to that match as Ric Flair was.
Ric Flair just tried to lift the Undertaker.
He's grabbing his tongue. He's grabbing his tongue.
Who did commentary for WrestleMania 7?
7 would have been, I don't know. Jesse was gone by then, so it was.
I think it was Heenan and Monsoon again, wasn't it?
Probably would have been. Yeah, I'd have to go back.
Okay.
And
definitely Monsoon.
Yeah, well, I don't know who else it would be if not Heenan.
Yeah, no, it is Heenan and Monsoon. It's Heenan and Monsoon because I remember hearing Heenan go, "Savage, you're not going to win the title."
Yeah, that's right. You're right. Yep, you're right.
Let's see here. Somebody else had a really. Somebody in the chat. Now I can't find it. There it is. Matt Buswell says Tenay and Don West, and I have to call that one out because man, oh man, were they good together?
They were. Don West. Man, he's so underrated, and he got done so dirty towards the end of TNA. He was perfect for what they needed. Like I said, he was the prototype for Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee came right from Don West, just that overhyped fan. He might not know the most about wrestling, but man, he loves it kind of thing. I really like that.
Absolutely.
He brought the passion.
Michael Steele for $10 Canadian says, did anyone ever hear Ed Whalen do Stampede Wrestling? He was the Calgary Flames broadcaster, and he played it completely like a real sport. He coined malfunction at the junction. That sounds great. I bet your Beard saw that.
I'm sure he did.
Beard has seen like every old show ever. So
I didn't pull it because it's full of AEW clips, but did you see that Tony Schiavone thing they did where they did an old school AEW promo, and it looked like the control room back in like WCW days where Tony Schiavone's sitting there and he's hyping up the card. It seemed like a really cool thing at first, but of course they had to do it too much. Like he says suplex in it, like he uses every imaginable Gordon Soley word that he could just to sound, to make the jokes. And it's like, if he would have played it straight and they would have just done a control room promo about AEW shows with Tony Schiavone, I think that's a cool thing. But when you start doing the meme stuff and try to make it like that, like you just
right,
you don't get it.
Was he also drunk like Gordon Soley?
He was drunk like Tony Schiavone. I don't think Tony Schiavone has to get drunk to do an impression of.
But have you ever heard Triple H talk about the first time he got interviewed by Gordon Soley?
No.
He's so excited. He's like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Gordon Soley's going to interview me big time now. And then he gets up there and he is just drunk. Like you could smell, like drunk to the point where like you can smell the liquor coming out of his pores.
So many guys were though back then. Like when they did this stuff, especially when you
takes nothing away from Gordon Soley.
Yeah, especially when you get to the territory days where a lot of these guys were like baseball announcers who were just going there to have fun on their Saturday nights, and they were all drunk back in the day. They drink while they did it on camera,
All be booty bitches and bacon with big boobies for $2 is JBL and Taz is my favorite.
It's a good one, underrated.
It's a good one. JBL and Taz I always loved because they had that two guys just sitting around watching wrestling.
And it was also like Taz had to do play-by-play, which was interesting, because he'd always done commentary. And I think Taz in general is underrated as a commentator. I would say Taz and Michael Cole doesn't get talked about enough.
I thought he said Cole and Taz. So JBL and Taz. I don't even remember that one.
Yeah, it was.
I hate JBL on commentary just kind of in general.
I used to. I think he actually did the AAA shows really well, though. I was kind of impressed by him.
I just look, you know me. I love paying respect to older stuff, but JBL did it every other sentence. I tell you, Maggle, this is just like Starrcade 1988. What?
Tell you what, JBL is Gorilla Monsoon compared to Mick Foley on commentary.
I was just gonna say, I feel like I wish I could have had a little more time with the JR Mick Foley commentary team. because I don't think Mick ever had the chance to like get in the groove, and JR was so pissy apparently that he just had no interest in making it work.
Mick Foley he's so long-winded on commentary though. He just goes into these like long rants where he won't shut up and he tells stories, and it's just like,
and hits like every like Vince no word like in one of those sentences.
You can tell he's like trying to pop the boys the whole time, and I always find that annoying when someone's just sitting there trying to do insider. He's trying to sound cool and do insider terms and that.
We can't talk about great broadcasters, and I know he's not a duo, but goddamn, shout out to Joey Styles. I mean, he was one of a kind out there. I hate the fact that he did it in such a low rent promotion for such a long time, but he was just so outstanding at doing it. The WWE picked him up, and I mean, they could have really did him. I cannot understand why Joey Styles was hated. I don't get it. He was awesome.
Joey Styles by himself is one of my favorite commentary teams of all time.
Awesome.
He's the only one-man commentary team I ever like. I mean, look, you want to go back even further. I love JR and Boyd Pierce over at Mid-South.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
they were good.
I've never watched a single second of Mid-South Wrestling live. I was born in the wrong era, and I lived in the wrong part of the country. But I have been devouring it on streaming, and it's one of my favorites.
I think Styles was good with Don Callis, Cyrus. I think that was his the only time that he had a partner that he was good. I think him and Taz weren't very good, actually.
What do you think about him and Joel Gertner?
When they did ECW, yeah, no.
Joel Gertner, I don't know. I think Joel Gertner was a good manager, but I never liked him as a commentator. He was too. You
don't like Joel, the quintessential stud muffin? All you men must truly hate me because all your women want to date me, Gertner.
No, I said I liked him as a character and I liked him as a manager. I just didn't as a commentator. He just came off like Jerry Lawler, like him, Mark Madden. There's so many guys from that era that just come off like they're trying to do the Jerry Lawler shtick, and I didn't like the Jerry Lawler shtick. So,
my favorite is I used to love whenever he would do the rhyme, but then when he came out on One Night Stand and I heard the well, I was like, oh gosh, what's he gonna say? And all he said was ECW One Night Stand back by popular demand, Gertner. And I was like, oh, boo, Vince, boo.
Was there
Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, but when they come to Earth, they like to ride. The best was when he said the men are from Mars. He's like, men are from Mars. And you see Joey Styles go, yeah, okay. And he goes, women are from Venus. And Joey Styles goes, oh, no.
Somebody had mentioned, who did they just mention in the chat? Who I think is overrated. Mauro Ranallo. I hated him.
I liked him.
He was awful.
I didn't mind him at all. I thought he was kind of a breath of fresh air.
Him and
had far worse.
Him and
of course they did. Yes,
Ian Ruba, whatever his name is, over in Ring of Honor right now.
Riccaboni.
Yeah, they kind of remind me of each other, where they're just kind of there. Like I don't really have strong feelings either way. My least favorite announcer of all time has to be Mark Madden, though.
Not Mike Adamle.
So bad. No, Mike Adamle at least was like
he was there for a cup of coffee.
And he was, like I said, he was nothing. He's just vanilla. Like Mark Madden. Okay, if Mike Adamle is just pure vanilla, tasteless, like I don't taste anything when I eat it, Mark Madden would be shit. That's what Mark Madden he was so bad, and he was distracting. I
like Mark Madden. I thought he added some flair to Nitro back then.
You liked fly, fat boy fly, and doing all everything he did. He said snoochie boochies whenever a woman would come out. Mark. He replaced Bobby the Brain Heenan. Okay.
And they were very much trying to make him
strike three. You're out.
They were trying to make him Jerry Lawler.
Right. And it's like, you have Bobby Heenan. What are you doing with Mark Madden? Why you have the greatest of all time sitting there?
The greatest story of all time, though, was when Mark Madden would troll Ole Anderson. He wasn't in the wrestling business yet, but he would write in letters or call into something, and he would troll Ole Anderson, and Ole wasn't allowed to beat him up I guess he was maybe a writer at the time, and he was just writing all these things, and he knew Ole wasn't allowed to beat him up. So he just kept at it. And he said, like, Ole was so frustrated, there were like tears in his eyes because he wanted to punch him so badly.
Apparently Ryan Damon says he worked for The Observer. That's another great reason not to like him.
I mean, look, he also, he got in that massive feud with Ric Flair.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I Mark Madden. I just couldn't take Mark Madden at the time. Okay. Using Mark Madden as your commentator when you have Bobby Heenan sitting right there, it would be like starting a wrestling company and hiring Jim Ross and then using
Excalibur.
Chris, I was gonna say using Christopher Daniels as your head of talent relations and booking the show yourself. That's
having Jim Ross as that announcer, but then replacing him with Excalibur.
Well, I mean, to be fair about that though, Jim Ross can he have you heard Jim Ross recently? Like he's
out of practice.
He's not just out of practice, dude. Like he's physically not able to do it anymore. I really liked Matt Stryker and Jim Ross at Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah, I think Matt Stryker was underrated too.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You know what I hate? I hated when they paired Joey Styles with Mick Foley at the first one night stand.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just let him do it by himself or put Joel Gertner with him. And then JBL almost threw Joel Gertner off the balcony where he shoved him and he dove.
JBL was very much in the spirit of ECW that night.
Oh, yeah.
JBL was in the spirit of the spirits that he was drinking. Apparently on the One Night Stand DVD, there's an alternate commentary track where instead of the commentary, you just get a mic on. They had a mic on JBL up in the balcony.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
I think I need to. I've always wanted to watch that version of One Night Stand.
Oh, and I real quick before we move on, I also really liked Black Rain in in TNA.
What?
No, not Black Snow. I'm sorry, Black Snow. It was Booker T was Black Snow when he did commentary in TNA.
Oh, Madon.
I can't remember. Chet. Oh man, what was Kevin Nash? Chet something. Chet Lively or something like that was Kevin Nash. But they were those. That was fun. Okay, we need to move on. We've been talking about commentaries too long. Chet Lemon. That was it. Chet Lemon.
Hold on. I think I want to show you guys my favorite commentary moment of all time. And hold on. Let me find it.
Well, we're gonna do that. Then I'll say what I was gonna say. I also think Booker T is very distracted on commentary a lot of times when he's on. I can do without Booker T. He has a great voice.
Oh yeah, he's terrible.
Yeah, I think that what he says is okay. It's just he's so distracted. Like I can't listen to that without thinking about like he overtakes everything. You know what I mean? Like part of being a good commentator is like making you pay attention more to what's happening in front of you and kind of getting lost in the background. And right. Booker T is terrible about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. I found it. So if this gets us demonetized, I'll just, I'll bite the bullet and I'll just remove the segment. So here we go.
Not very few minutes ago, I stood out here.
Oh, let me fast forward a bit.
We may not agree on how
Bill Watts and Eddie Gilbert.
Any of my boys wrestle. But I'm a true American. You disassociate yourself with the Russians. I'm disassociating myself with the Russians. You'll never see me with the Russians.
What about the Russians?
I'll still be with the Blade Runners, though. I will still be.
Yeah, I just want to watch this now.
And very foolish and you're great.
Right.
Just listen to Jim Ross when the action starts happening.
He suckered him in. I can't believe it. Gilbert, he got the shuttle. Gilbert hit lock on the shallow man. He penetrated it. Boy, you know what? Man, that makes me go sleep better tonight. He had me fooled. I thought he was bellowing at me. The Russians are taking over on Ross. Gilbert set locked in. Look, he's fighting that head. Let's hold off. Hit him again.
So good.
So good. But here it comes. The ultimate disrespect, the Russian flag.
He got out He should have known not to mess with wrestlers anymore. He's a president. What did I do? He's showing that flag. He never intended. Oh.
It's fucking bedlam in that arena right now.
You got Hacksaw on the outside.
Yep. DiBiase.
Oh, Hacksaw made it in.
JR losing his mind. I love it.
In the chat, and he said it, and I think we all talk about commentators, and the fact that Jim Ross is the greatest of all time just kind of goes without saying at this point, right?
I think so too, yeah.
Like he just got Awful disappeared. And Awful's back.
Hold on. Yeah, so a couple more super chats here. Song Goten 76001 for $2 says opinions on the botch on Smackdown. Do we want to just talk about this now?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have anything else. Like we don't have a plan for later. So
yeah.
You know,
why don't you walk people through it? This.
So okay, Jade Cargill got busted open on the outside of the ring, and she ran. And by the way, awesome visual when she ran at that camera and said, like I had seen that I hadn't seen that fire in Jade in so long, and like it's like the sight of her blood. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood, and it made her go crazy.
Yes.
So she looked great on the outside of the ring. But then timing got messed up at that point because Jade came in, hit her finish on Nia, went for the pin. At 2, the ref stopped counting. Tiffy came in late on her kick to knock Jade off. Then Tiffy went for a pin. No, I'm sorry. The first one, Nia kicked out of the first one or put her shoulder up for the first one with Jade. And then Tiffy went for the pin. And then at 2, the ref stopped counting. At that point, Tiffy drags Nia across the ring and does the prettiest moonsault ever, and then gets the 3 count, and the ref got it at that point. Clearly, you know, I like I said, I didn't hear exactly what happened or what the story was on that. I think the main thing is that my main opinion is like wrestlers are going to mess up. It's just going to happen. As a ref, though, I'm firmly of the belief that if their shoulders down, you count. That is, I think that should be always the policy.
Probably. Yeah, but I don't know if refs today are being trained like that. I mean, the AEW refs, certainly. We've had that happen in AEW multiple times. Yes. So, yes, I think it is on the ref to an extent because you should just be counting. It's on Tiffy, obviously. So
yeah, I will say at one point when Nia was getting in the ring, it did look like the ref said something to Nia and said something to Jade, but Tiffy wasn't there. So whatever she told them, Tiffy did not get that message. So if they had to hurry up and get to the finish or something like that, no one told Tiffy that. So it just that's why I hesitate to really blame anyone. It just seems like a really bad situation caused by an accident where Jade got split open, and then the timing it was just completely off after that. Everything from the point that Jade got busted open seemed off script. So
you think that by just getting hard weighed like that, she got freaked out by it?
Well, the ref had to go clean her up.
Right, because I hate that so much.
Right, and so the ref is cleaning her up, and I think while the ref was cleaning her up, she was supposed to be doing something to Nia on the outside of the ring, because Nia rolls in the ring by herself, and after Nia rolls in, Jade goes in and just does her finisher as if Nia was out. You know, so it seems like Jade was supposed to throw Nia in the ring and then get her finish off and then pin her and do it. And that's what the finish, and and then Tiffy was supposed to interrupt it and go to the finish. But the fact that they had to clean off Jade messed all the timing up. And they still had Stephanie still had to come out and do her spot with the winner. So it just, like I said, it seemed like the ref got a message and she was not able to deliver that message to Tiffy, and everything was just all messed up. So I don't know who you blame for that situation. I think the only person you can blame, even if the wrestler's messed up, in my mind, the only person you can blame is the ref, because as I said, I think that if her shoulder's down, you count to 3, especially if the right person is still winning.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tiffany was supposed to win anyway. So they should have just counted the 3. It wouldn't have changed anything about that match, except Tiffany wouldn't have gotten her prettiest moonsault ever off. So it's not even a matter of, well, they'd have to deal with the wrong person winning later. The right person would have still won. There's no reason she shouldn't have just counted.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Everyone
calling for Nia's head over it needs to chill out.
Nia, I think if anyone has no blame in this, it's Nia. You could argue that Nia should have put her shoulder up, but
she didn't know who if she was coming or not. She probably couldn't see.
No, I'm talking about when Tiffy was pinning her, and that's when the ref stopped counting. But like I said, I think Nia was probably under the mindset that I was, where, okay, if we're running late, let's finish the match now. The right person's winning. Why do I put my shoulder up? Who cares? Let's just get this over with. You know. That's
so Chris Van Vliet interviewed Charles Robinson, and Charles Robinson said that the referee, what he does is at the count of 2, he'll tell the wrestler like to kick out. This won't be a 3 count or whatever. And he believes that the Daphne LaShawn, the referee, probably told Nia Jax that, but Nia Jax did not hear, because the referee deliberately stops the count and signals a 2 count. So either the referee, which I don't believe, the referee didn't tell Nia Jax, or Nia Jax wasn't paying attention. She was supposed to kick out at 2.
Yeah, there was definitely some wires crossed there communication wise in the ring. It's definitely.
I sent that in the back chat in our TTW chat. So
and it's definitely I don't know why anyone. Boris is acting like people are talking that Jade was the problem. I can't imagine anyone saying it was Jade's fault. Like all Jade. No,
he's talking about the fact that Booker T, I guess, blamed Jade not being great in the ring on AEW because they trained her.
Oh, so they're having their own thing going on the chat. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's on's again, I didn't know, and for some reason I'm engaging with it, and I don't usually. But like sometimes something is like it's so dumb that I kind of go and like a wire gets crossed in my brain.
I'll say this: Boris is a good sport. Despite we always kind of go.
No, I like that we have dissenting voices in our chat. I like that.
I appreciate him.
Now, the idea of having them being.
Is that Jade got blamed for not protecting herself? Okay, the other thing about Jade is, yes, Jade's been in WWE now for 2 years, but they don't work as much as they used to. So 2 years in WWE back in the 90s. You're a seasoned pro by 2 years in because you're working several times a week. I mean,
I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, a wrestler got hurt wrestling. It's her fault. Let's be mad at her. Like wrestlers get hurt. And if it's their fault, then at least they didn't hurt anyone else, I guess would be my opinion on that matter. But I thought before that accident, I actually was watching that match. I was thinking this is one of Jade's best outings since she got to WWE. It's ever. Like this, I thought up until that point, that was one of Jade's best outings. And then even when she got cut open though, man, she played it off great. Like running up, she knew exactly what to do. She ran up to that camera, she put her face in it. She made sure they got a shot of that blood coming down her face. It was a good moment. It was a good moment.
That is true.
It always sucks though that Jade Cargill always happens to be in the vicinity of a botch though. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not her. She's involved in it,
like
somehow, some way.
They had that kind of spot a couple weeks ago when her and Tiffany had a match that wasn't even a botch. It was just part of the match, but it kind of looked like a botch. And then everyone started blaming Jade for it, and it's like Jade didn't do anything. I don't why Jade since the match with Tiffany at the pay-per-view. I don't remember which one it was, but since then, I think Jade's been showing. They've been using her better. They've been letting her I wouldn't say hold back, but they're using her the way they should, which is when she's fighting Tiffany, she's a big wrestler. She doesn't need to do as much. Kind of a Raquel thing. Raquel's been fantastic recently. I think they did the same thing with Jade, where they're like, you need to slow down a little bit. You don't have to be out there going as fast as these girls.
Right.
Like, you're bigger. You should be wrestling like a bigger wrestler, you know?
But you know, like everyone is just looking for an excuse to jump all over Nia. And I don't get it. Like, I know people say that she hurts people, and I mean, does she though?
She did. She did before. Yeah,
right.
That was her reputation.
But so does Seth Rollins
for a long time.
I mean,
he did as well.
Haven't Seth Rollins and Kyle Fletcher hurt just as many people as Nia Jax, and nobody gets on them about it?
I think also the thing about Nia Jax is that, like, there was a long time where I didn't like Nia Jax, but the reason I didn't like Nia Jax is because of her promo style. I didn't really care much about. Oh, and you know what? No, that's not true. There are times where Nia Jax looks like she does not care at all. Remember War Games? We talked about this during War Games when she was in there, and it just looked like she did not want to be there. She was going at like half speed. She was, and when she messes up big. Like, she will whiff things, or she will take bumps when she didn't get hit. She will, you know, when she messes up, it's very, very noticeable. I don't think she's as bad as everyone says she is, and I think that she's a very good heel. But I mean, I get why the people who are gonna not like her though are the people who really just they don't like WWE, or they're, you know, they love ring work or whatever. The people who would use the term rope work, you know,
how many careers has she ended? Because I don't think any, right?
I mean, you could argue that she ended Mercedes Moné's career, but
Mercedes Moné though, Sasha Banks ended Paige's career. True. Seth Rollins ended Sting's career. I mean, you know, obviously, hi everybody, cleared him for action, but
yeah, this thing came back. So
Sting came back and started jumping off balconies.
I
think you hit it right on the head there, Dis. I think Nia Jax has no passion for wrestling, and it comes through on screen almost all the time.
She has no passion. I don't think that. I've heard her talk about wrestling, and she definitely seems passionate.
Okay. If that's the case, then she overthinks in her matches, and that's why it's not coming across as her looking as passionate.
Yeah, I will say
overthinking on what to do next.
I will say, even if she does have passion, you cannot tell from watching her wrestle.
Right.
I will say
there
that.
You go.
Yeah. There are times when that woman really wants to work, and when she does, she is great. She can be great. I think that part is a little frustrating, because there are times also, like, when she doesn't want to work, she will slow down to half speed. She will, you know, take bumps. Like, she'll sell terribly or
I gotta watch closely for her boo-boo job face.
Yeah, look, though, if you're gonna be angry about somebody from the Samoan dynasty that is only there because of who their family is, you get mad about Ava Raine, not Nia Jax,
or the fact that they're still paying
Tamina.
Yeah, Tamina's still getting paychecks. And
wait, she's still in WWE?
Yes, she's never been released. Tamina is still employed by WWE.
They can't fire her. She's super mean. Nobody's meaner than Tamina.
Well, they have to keep her because Vince McMahon took her father out of the jungle and brought him to the United States, and he became a murderer, because that's what happens when you bring people out of the jungle and put them in the United States. He was a savage, and now they have to take care of Tamina for the rest of her life. That's part of the settlement, I think.
So what if like Tripp was like, all right, look, guys, I'll make you a deal. I'll drop Ava, but I'll sign Orange Cassidy, the Young Bucks, and Speedball Mike Bailey. I would honestly be like, yeah, go ahead. Because there's a chance that, like, maybe they could give Orange Cassidy a new gimmick and teach him stuff.
Yeah, maybe like, Speedball could be in a little tag team like the Rockers or something like that, you know? Do something with them.
It's unbelievable to me that Ava, like, was able to shoot her mouth up about a certain world event that just happened, and nothing.
Oh, yeah. Listen.
Nothing happened.
I thought it was
somebody like some insider was like, if anyone else on that roster had done that, they'd have at the very least been told to take it down. Yeah. But you know,
Ava gets. Well, I mean,
I'm gonna bite my tongue.
You don't even have to go that far to complain about Ava, though, and talk about nepotism. There's absolutely no reason Ava should be there. There's none. She couldn't wrestle. She can't talk. She fails upward over and over again. No matter what she does, she keeps failing upward. Eventually, that woman is going to be the GM of Raw or SmackDown. And eventually, she, is going to keep.
How dare you, Dis? How dare you? Okay, she's a child. This is her dream. She's entitled to be on television.
Yes, that's right. She's entitled to it. It's not that The Rock feels bad because he wasn't around for 90% of her life and is making up for it.
She was born after he was already out of the WWE.
Ava?
She had never seen him wrestle for a long time. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I could have sworn I heard Rock talk about how he didn't do good with his other kid, so he's making it up with his current daughter or something like that. Maybe Ava's
that's always fun to hear.
Maybe Ava's the one that he's making it up. I don't know, but yeah, I remember Rock talking about how guilty he felt about not being as good of a father as he could have been with his previous children. So,
Smashing Machine comes out soon.
It does
soon, right? Like really soon.
What have you heard about it?
I mean, look, the trades are all blowing it. So,
they're saying it's good. Who is it?
Yeah,
the Rock.
It comes out this week.
Oh, there you go.
October 3rd. All right, guys. I'm gonna try to see it this weekend, so we could review it next week. Because I can't wait for this.
Are you going in there with bias?
What? Am I going? No, I mean, I've gone into many movies that I thought were going to suck and then walked out pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. I will say, I've heard you you were definitely very down on Superman, and you even gave that a second shot after you saw it the first time. And
I was more I liked it more after I saw it the second time, and then worse when I saw it the third time. But and I walked into Superman thinking I was going to love it. So, All right, Ryan Damon says Ava was born in 2001. So, what, Rock, by the time she could have memories, Rock was out of WWE.
I mean, he was at least a part-timer, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
but he was also, but he immediately became a movie star where he was, doing all that. So he still might not have been around very much,
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he could have brought her on set. We know how this goes,
Yeah, Rock was out in 2003. So
I'm sure we'll get the story one day. Ava seems like somebody who eventually will give every bit of dirt on her father that she can. She will talk about every single thing. You know what I mean? Like she seems like
that. That's her meal.
Daddy dearest.
Oh yeah, but
really.
I'm talking about I'm talking about years from now when The Rock's passed away.
She's already got an NDA, Dis.
He
already gave her an NDA, yeah. Oh no, you won't.
Remember though, when I just said she didn't have charisma, and then she freaked out at me, and then the internet freaked out at me, and they were like, "She's 23, she's a child," and I was like, "What?"
Tell it, Marv.
At 23 years old, her father was already the biggest wrestler in the world and the world champion.
And it was what you said wasn't even that mean. It was just she needs to do something else.
I've come to the conclusion that it is the first piece of actual criticism she has ever faced in her entire life.
Actually, this ties in with something I wanted to talk about when we get to Gail Kim. So I'll hold my thoughts on this. But the idea that we can't criticize people because then it's called bullying really makes me angry.
It's not bullying. This is a product. It is a product, and you are the consumer. You, as the consumer, have a right to judge a product. You can say, I don't like this television show. I don't care for this product. It's a product, and the fact that you are not allowed to criticize, it's almost like wrestlers are they feel like they need to be treated like different animals than actors. But I've always just kind of seen it as now like this is a television show. I'm allowed to criticize this the same way I'm allowed to criticize Tulsa King. If there was anything to criticize about Tulsa King, there's nothing to criticize there. It's a perfect show. Go watch it. But, Like if I said, could you imagine if I was just like, yeah, I'm really not liking Peacemaker, and everybody and John Cena being like, you're bullying me.
Yeah, one of the first times that I got blown up on Twitter was because I said I was saying something bad about a Kenny Omega promo, and someone got on me and saying that I was bullying Kenny Omega.
What?
And I was like, dude, it's called criticism. I can give criticism about something. These guys are wrestlers. This is what they get. Are you saying that I can't imagine you guys, people growing up in the time of Siskel and Ebert. And I was told that no, if it was criticism, I would have said something good and said something bad. Or I would have said, here is the bad thing, but maybe it could have been better if you would have done, like, I have to give solutions also if I want to criticize anything. I can't just say it's bad. I have to say something that's good about it. And then I also have to give a solution at the end of what the tweak that I think would. And so I said, yeah, my tweak would be, I would not have Kenny Omega cut that promo. That would be my tweak. I wouldn't give Kenny Omega a microphone. Is that okay?
It is insane to think that we as consumers of a product are not allowed to voice our opinions about the product.
Right. And
you were ahead of the curve, Marv, with that tweet criticizing Ava.
Well, I mean, you could see that she had empty eyes, like,
yeah,
called her, and then
like doll's eyes,
doll's eyes.
What's his name? You had that British kid come in and yell at you too about it, and
oh yeah, some NXT guy came in to yell at me about it too. I forget who he is, but
yeah, he's still around. No, he was the guy that like went crazy a few months ago. Remember him? Like he did a thing online where he acted like he got kidnapped or went missing or something, and then WWE
it's always funny because like that guy goes to bat for the Rock's daughter, and then Ricky Starks came at me to defend glorious leader Tony Khan.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not mad at Dustin. I get it. Like, I can't be mad at Dustin Rhodes. I love him too much.
I can't. I'm not mad at Dustin Rhodes. I'm just done with Dustin Rhodes. Like, this isn't Dustin Rhodes anymore. I like drunk Dustin Rhodes. Give me him back.
Oh, wow.
You know what? I had a song parody planned a while back that was going to be sung by Tooney and Cody. And it was going to be called "Let My Brother Go," and it was going to be the Prince of Egypt.
You should do it.
Once I called you Booker. Once I thought the chance to make you pop was all I ever wanted. Even now, I wish the Trick had chose another.
Okay, you need to do this.
On his behalf.
You have to do this. You
who I called best friend. How could you have come to hate me so? Is this what you wanted?
You have to do it.
I have to do it. It's, you know what the problem was? I'm just like, because then I have to write the little like, I send the sword, I send the sword. Like, I have to do all of it. So like that's gonna be a complicated one.
Marv is auditioning for Broadway. If you don't know,
we haven't gotten to any of our topics. We need to start.
I don't know. I think people like when we
start the show already.
I do too. Yeah, we're gonna start the show.
Yeah, right. All right. Hey, remember when Tony Khan said that he writes wrestling for the sickos?
Yes,
he certainly did.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's read this story. A South Carolina man accused of holding 4 vulnerable adults captive in his basement for 10 years. 10 years?
Yeah. This had the same reaction.
Stealing their money, faces a slew of charges, including false imprisonment. Donnie Ray Birchfield Jr. Oh, Donnie Ray Birchfield Sr. must be loving this. 35. Was arrested August 1st after Lancaster police responded to a home for a report of an unattended death, according to a police incident. So one of them died?
Yes, sir. I think that's how this whole thing came about. They discovered, or somebody either called in a missing persons.
They were missing for 10 years. So the death occurred on July 24th, but was not reported until the following day, according to warrants. The documents do not list the victim's name or age. Oh, God, I hope it wasn't a kid. But describe her as a vulnerable adult. So what does vulnerable adult mean? Does it mean like mentally challenged?
Same question that I had. The answer is somebody who cannot move their arms or legs with fidelity. You know, they may have a problem moving, you know, they might be in a wheelchair, for example, and cannot defend themselves.
So this is like a Misery situation?
That's the same thing.
Like would James Caan and Misery have been considered a vulnerable adult?
Possibly.
She was allegedly held in Birchfield's basement with her husband and 2 female victims, the warrants state. An attorney
Hold on. That's incredible. I did not know that. What was the husband doing? Oh my gosh.
Well, you know what? Before we get any further into this, I'm just curious. I wonder what this guy looks like. Oh. So,
yeah.
I don't know if you guys noticed. It's not the one-man gang. It's this guy in an AEW shirt. I'm sure it's just, you know, he doesn't wear that AEW shirt everywhere, right? Like, I mean, it's just, yeah, Tony Khan takes pictures with a lot of people. I'm sure he can. Oh, that's Adam Page. I see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure it's just like oh. Okay. By the way, this picture, when it first made the rounds, Tony Khan's face was blurred out.
The video is blurred. They blurred out Tony Khan's face.
They blurred out Tony Khan's face, but not Luchasaurus.
Well, I mean, he is wearing a mask. You can't see.
Wait, that's not his face? I thought he was actually a dinosaur.
Oh, yeah, true. I forgot about that.
With his new tag team partner and champion, Donnie Ray Birchfield.
All right. So, an attorney for Birchfield said his office is investigating the matter and his client maintains his innocence. I'm sure he does. It is important to remember that he is presumed innocent of these allegations. Attorney Ryan.
It's true. It's true.
It is. You are innocent until proven guilty in this country. We look forward to litigating this case in the court system where facts, evidence, and the rule of law matter. We will have no further comment at this time. Please note, at no time did this lawyer be like, my client didn't do this. Just he says he didn't do it. And he's
That's why I snickered.
Yeah. That is the weakest attorney statement I've ever heard.
That's the opening statement.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. He says he didn't do it. Neck Pierce says, I think he was Wrestle Cringe on Twitter. Oh, remember that guy?
Oh yeah. Oh, I believe it, Beard.
Birchfield was charged with 4 counts of exploitation of a vulnerable adult, 4 counts of false imprisonment, 2 counts of abuse of a vulnerable adult, 2 counts of domestic violence, and financial charges. Online jail records show he's being held on $150,000 bond. I'm sure Tony Khan will bail him out.
Oh God!
gotta get him home in time for Dynamite.
Well, I mean, yeah, he has to. He that's 4 less people to rate them on Cage Match. That's 4 less people that can watch him on Max. That's 4 less.
Sandusky's lawyer was more confident. I imprisoned 4 people in my basement, made them watch AEW. I better call Saul. I'm Saul Goodman. Are you aware that you have rights?
I was racking my brain trying to figure out what could be let's say this is all just some big misunderstanding. For
10 years?
I don't understand how it could be. I was trying to think of a way. Maybe he was taking care of them. I can't figure it out why it would the excuse his family went on social media was like, you guys don't know the whole story. It's what's the whole story?
Right.
Yeah, I need you to, if we don't know the whole story, tell it.
Police records will state that one.
You don't understand. He didn't kidnap people. This is just AEW's secret way of doing focus groups. And so
yeah. I need you to sit down and watch this. Put these around your wrist.
Police said during the investigation, detectives learned that Birchfield allegedly kept several people in his basement and used their funds for his own financial gain. He withheld at least 2 bank cards from the adults, along with the account number of one victim, the incident report alleges. Well, you got to buy those AEW pay-per-views. They're not getting cheaper.
No.
Guys, I'm sorry, but you're all going to have to buy the AEW pay-per-view. Tony needs the buys.
I need your credit cards now.
You each need separate Max subscriptions. We will have 4 different TVs for you to watch it on because we need every single one of those.
No password sharing.
Authorities allege he used the money to shop at Walmart and pay his credit card bills. Do they sell AEW apparel at Walmart?
Apparently they do.
Maybe he's buying the action figures.
I know what happened. Do you know how he got caught?
Does it say it in this article, or do you?
No, Tony Khan actually turned him in because the guy, his victims aged out of the demo.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, we can't have that. We gotta get that. Go out there and capture more people. Oh my god! You think he's got like outside his house, he's got like the barbed wire in the street, like wrong turn.
We were looking at the pictures before the show, and you were talking. We were like, "How does he got that jacket? Look at those tickets! Like blah blah blah." He's using these people's money to buy an expensive AEW jacket and get front row seats to an AEW show and go to
so there's no way that the money he's stealing did not go to AEW merchandise, right?
100% did.
Oh, dude.
Absolutely.
He bought himself a replica belt for $700. He got himself a hologram mask. I'm telling you, a Speed Bailey, Mike Bailey bandana.
We got to find this guy's podcast.
So hold on, a vulnerable adult. It's called Cultaholic. A vulnerable adult.
It took a second.
Is a person 18 years or older who has a physical, mental, or emotional dysfunction that impairs their ability to care for themselves and protect themselves from harm or exploitation. So this could have been somebody who was injured. It could have been somebody who was handicapped. It could have been someone who was mentally handicapped.
A lot of times what you end up finding out, this is going to take a little bit of a dark turn, but it's that he's kind of controlling them using drugs. And so they may have been addicts,
Okay. That's
a possibility. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just realized it's still a sticking point to me. It's like, how is the husband involved in one of these?
Yeah.
That's something I did not know. That's what makes me also believe that this whole thing is kind of like a slight cooperation with a little bit of misunderstanding on the police's part.
So you're saying he's innocent? This was all a role play. This is.
I'm saying that they're going to find out a lot more, and it's not going to look as bad. What you're saying is that it's more of him taking advantage of them than like what you think about when you think about it. Yeah, there's no chains or
right.
I mean, we saw a chain. He took the chain to go meet One Man Gang. He had a chain. Right. We know that.
Right.
Yeah, no, we have a picture of that chain.
There it is.
That's how they escaped.
They won't arrest the One Man Gang. They'll arrest Akeem.
10 years, by the way. I love the fact that the prisoners of AEW fans are the only people in the world that are immune to Stockholm syndrome. Unbreakable. They alive, damn it. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Nobody was the only one.
I remember. No, I got it.
Warrants allege that Birchfield abused the adults, denied them food and medical treatment, and cut them off from the outside world. He's alleged to have controlled when they could eat and use the bathroom. You are not going to pee during Kenny Omega's match. All right, guys, you can use the bathroom during the Dynamite commercial breaks as long as there's no picture-in-picture. If there's picture-in-picture, you're going to sit your ass down and watch it. He's alleged to control when they can eat and use the bathroom, and he had control of their cell phones. According to they had cell phones? What prisoners have cell phones for 10 years?
Yeah, I'm kind of going with awful. I think he was taking
Metro
advantage
customers.
of them.
Yeah.
Hey, look who it is.
Kevin Apollo, ladies and oh my god. I just saw what your picture is.
Oh God! But then did I?
Kev, we are in the middle of this conversation about this fine, upstanding individual, AEW fan who, imprisoned.
Yeah, your buddy, Donnie Ray Birchfield. Yeah. You know him, don't you? High school.
Two of the adults had been involved in a romantic relationship with Birchfield, the warrants state. Police, was it the husband? Was it the husband and the wife?
Oh gosh.
One of the relationships went on from November 2015 to July 2025. It states the other was September 2024 to July 2025. The other adults were so it was the two women, I guess, the two other women. The other adults were husband and wife. The warrants do not say how Birchfield knew them, only that he was the sole caregiver for the wife. According to the warrants, evidence showed that the wife was physically abused and had no access to receive help before her death. Oh, so she was the one that died.
There you go.
We're not laughing at that. We're not laughing at what we went through.
Now I can't make fun of this.
I shouldn't have read that last.
Yep, you should have gotten here earlier.
That's how they found him. It was an unreported death, apparently.
So you want to become all elite?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, who was it? What outlet blurred Tony Khan's face out of this?
The Long Crime. Long Crime, the YouTube channel. The one that broke the story, honestly.
Right. And they blurred out his face. Come on, man. If that was Vince in the picture with him, they would have blown it up into poster size, put it on signs, and had it at Raw that week.
To be fair to Law and Crime, I think they know enough about the law to be like, listen, I think this guy's the owner of some football team and some soccer. Yeah. Let's just blur him the fuck out before we see litigation.
It's YouTube. And they probably know that they probably were able to Google Tony Khan and realize that he will strike and do everything he can against your YouTube channel if you talk
Somebody needs to go to Dynamite with a sign that says "I escaped from Donnie Ray's basement," and see if they take it from you.
They won't take it. AEW doesn't know what they're doing. Of course they won't.
Yeah, the guy next to you is going to be like, "Me too."
Can we discuss how the first red flag is the man has Ray in his name? Anybody, his name is Donnie Ray. If that is not a serial killer's name, I don't know what is. It might as well be Gacy Bundy.
my brother's his middle name is Wayne. His first name is John, so it's John Wayne blank. And when the 90s came, man, that was
a rough time for him.
You go through the period of your life where you're named after John Wayne, man. You're the Duke, right? Like it's the greatest thing in the world. And all of a sudden, some fat guy dresses up like a clown and kills a bunch of kids, and now you're the pervert.
And then a few years later, one gets their penis cut off, and now you're that guy too.
Oh my God!
Oh, John Wayne Bobbitt.
Yeah.
In the 7th grade, we had a gym teacher who was like a brand new teacher, and he was like, "Why do you guys keep calling him John Wayne Bobbitt?" We're like, because that's his name. His middle name is Wayne.
Incredible.
Oh my goodness.
So do you think he paid for these tickets? Right here.
I think one of the 4 people in the basement paid for these tickets.
Yeah.
Like Beard shared immediately. Beard shared the picture of Dahmer from the Dahmer show on Netflix. We're just gonna watch Dynamite.
So you watch Wednesday Night Dynamite on Wednesday night.
Oh my God.
My whole thing is just like, look at this guy. Do you think he can overpower anything? That's what I'm saying. Like, there had to be some sort of cooperation.
They were vulnerable adults.
Yeah. I love this line. He said, this guy smiles like he's got bad breath.
When you can't even grow the proper neck beard, when it just looks like there's crust on your face.
To be okay, so he's only a couple inches shorter than Edge, though. So I mean, you can find 5'8", 5'7" people are out there and take it. I could see it. He's not he's not imposing to us, but if you're a vulnerable adult, you could be imposing to him, you know.
It's like I said, he kind of lured them in, you know, with probably, you know, treats and baubles and maybe replica belts or whatever. They took a look at his nice basement, wall to wall, carpeting, all that good stuff, 100-inch TV. And, you know, over time, when he got annoyed with them, he'd give him an RKO or an attitude adjustment or a figure 4 leg lock. And
it's been 10 years. So yeah, so 10 years.
So that means like 4 years into the captivity, he came home one day and was like, guys, the greatest thing ever just happened. And we're going to watch all of it.
We had the exact same joke and we were saying it at the exact same time.
We spent too much time. But Beard says the Undertaker reminds me of John Wayne Puppet because his wife cuts his dick off on his podcast every week.
Oh my!
Wow!
He fired his co-host apparently specifically so that Michelle could be the co-host, and everyone apparently hates Michelle on the show.
That's amazing. Did you see the interview with the guy after he found out that he was
he mad?
Canned from the show? He seems shell shocked. Like, I understand it. You know, I told him that I'd do it. You know, I do whatever for him and everything, and I'm glad he's you know, on his way to work with his wife. And I think I'm going to go over in this corner over here with a gun and call it a day.
Call it a day. Yeah. So yeah, this is such a weird story. We need to have like the puppet outside the courtroom, like reporting on it. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Tony Khan to the stand.
Oh, that's right. There you go on headlines. Tony Khan can get subpoenaed. In the middle of
I was already working on headlines, and then this broke, and I was like, "Oh man, this is gonna be a big part of this episode."
I really want, I was gonna tell you, you should just have like a breaking news thing in the middle of headlines, and it just interrupts it where somebody does the news, and then just show Tony Khan's reaction to hearing it.
All right, guys. Anything else we want to say about this whole thing?
I think stay tuned. We will be I'm sure we'll be covering this more in the weeks and months ahead as this pans out more.
Oh my gosh. Do you think he had an observer?
Yes.
You think he was subscribed to the observer, right?
Yes.
Well, there you go. He had 5 because he had to tell him he had to say.
Yeah, you all have to subscribe to the observer. Dave needs the numbers.
I need you to vote for Kenny in the Observer Awards, okay? And Tony has to win Booker of the Year again. If he doesn't,
when Triple H won Booker of the Year 2 years in a row, he was just like, "Guys, you failed me."
Tony Khan wins Booker again, or else you get the hose again.
Oh man,
he had them all voting on cage match.
There's no universe where he didn't make these people watch AEW, right?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So I'm just glad that
he had that shit on a loop.
I'm just glad that the people, these people are away from him now.
You must watch it all. If you fail, you'll be forced to watch the Nightmare Collective for eternity.
I need you to block the following accounts: AEW Disciplinary Committee.
He came home one day just like super mad, like threw a chair. They're like, "Oh my god, what happened?" He's like, "Cody left."
Everybody, I need you to follow Chuck Timbo on Twitter now. Do it.
What do you mean you don't have $14.99?
Yeah.
All right. Uncultured Barbarian Vigilante says no love for Chet Lemon and Black Snow.
I said that.
Did you?
Yeah, remember we were talking. That's Booker T and Kevin Nash in TNA.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You and Q here for $4.99 says nobody will ever be as good as Heenan, the Weasel, and the Gorilla wear magic together. That is correct. AW Neckbeard for $2 Canadian says UWF Jim Ross is the greatest of all time. That is correct. Kev, you know what clip I played before you got here?
Oh, what'd you play?
They got the flag on the cowboy. The cowboy's under the flag.
I love young high pitched voice JR.
Kevin and I used to be so obsessed with this. Whenever we had to like tell someone that something was done, that we would literally say the cowboy is under the flag.
He had such a radio sports announcement voice. It was awesome. No bass, all treble.
Maddie for $1.99 says AEW Law and Order SVU stinky vacancy unleashed. AEW
You
Law
heard
and
about
Order
that, right?
like AEW Law and Order sounds like it would be a like an actual like pay-per-view name they did.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like more like a TNA name.
No,
Law and
yeah,
Order's
TNA had
nothing more
Hard Justice.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, that's the name of Game Porn.
Bro, it's disorder. Because it's got to be chaos. It's wrestling, bro.
Okay, your name is Lenny, and your name you're a tag team.
Christopher Miller for $5. So does anyone else think that WWE is under the table paying TNA to hire and keep some talent so they don't go to AEW and to keep them in their fold? Absolutely.
I don't think you have to pay them.
I don't think you have to pay him under the table at least.
I think what's happening is a lot of talent is going to TNA specifically to stay in the fold.
Yeah, I think that's the deal. If you don't want to go to WWE, I think you leave TNA. I think that's, but I don't think WWE pays them. I mean, I think WWE probably gives TNA some money at some point, but I don't think WWE's paying them specifically to hold talent. Though I don't believe that.
Who in their right mind is trying to go to AEW at this point in time anyway?
People who want a bag, people who know that they'll never make it in WWE and they want to make their money as fast as they can. So.
Yep. Make the money, make sure your kids are supported, and that's it. Swerve Show for $2 says, my best outing is escaping the AEW fans basement.
Love you, Swerve.
Hokage 13 for $5 is stepping away from the botch pin. Do you think it was the right choice creatively for Stratton to retain? Her title reign has been fine, but not great. I mean, I'm willing to give it more time.
Well, also the match is versus Stephanie. Between the three, that's the only person I really want to see fight Stephanie Vaquer. I don't care about seeing Jade or Nia fight Stephanie.
Yeah, Jade isn't ready, and I don't think there's any Stephanie versus Nia isn't. That's something you have to build up to,
right?
So it just makes sense for it to be Tiffy.
JPS for 5 says, I'm still not over the fact that they chose Nia over Emma, who is safer and has sex appeal. I do think Nia has improved in this run. I'll give her that. When did they choose Nia over? Didn't Emma like steal stuff?
I guess bringing them back. I don't know.
Like, didn't she like shoplift, and that was why they fired her?
Oh, was it? I didn't know about that. Emma
I
no idea.
She did the shoplifting thing, and then she was put in the Phantom Zone, and then she came back and was jobbed out. But then they hired her back, and then proceeded to do absolutely nothing with her.
Swerve Show for $2 says, I thought I smelled you. Buy deodorant, neckbeard. That's why people need to super chat more, so neckbeard can buy deodorant. CWJ 128 for $2 says, any thoughts on Invasion being changed to Showdown? All right, so they're just hitting our topics for us tonight. That's great. Go ahead, Kev.
It's I get it. It's happening on October 7th. You're also insensitive. Oh my God. It was an invasion. Shut up. This is why everybody hates you. You all ruin everybody's good goddamn time.
Yeah.
Hold on. Who's you? Well, this is
the people crying about it. The people upset about
it. Okay.
No one here. What are we never supposed to use the word invasion again in the month of October? I get it.
Yo.
Will happen. But if you go throughout the entirety of the freaking world, something awful has happened on every day of the freaking year. So shut up.
Hey, I was told that I was being ridiculous when I wrote the article about the fact that Ubisoft was releasing Assassin's Creed Shadows on the anniversary of the Tokyo Sarin attack in the subway. But
I'll say that if you are Israeli and you live in Israel and you felt uncomfortable about that, I get it. If you are not, if you live anywhere else in the world, then because like I was saying before the show, if they had a show on 9/11 and they named it like terrorist attack or something. I think there are people in America that would rightfully feel uneasy about it. I don't think that means that you need to change it or anything like that, but I think there are people who would feel uneasy about it.
Didn't WWE take Armageddon out of circulation, and WCW took World War III out of circulation after 9/11?
Yes.
But it's just like what Kev is saying. I tried to say it before the show. Like, it's not like WWE knows dates and times. They put out an event. They've always had an event called Invasion. if I remember.
No,
correctly.
they had one event once.
They had one.
Invasion.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, even still, it was used before, and it's not bad on them for them not understanding the date of October 7th. It's only because it I guess brought a little bit of outrage, because I don't hear this big outrage that everybody's talking about. I just heard about like a few officials said it was concerning. After that, I didn't hear anything about it. But the fact that they changed the name now from Invasion to Showdown, I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
It's because Triple H has no balls. Let's just be balls.
I mean, yeah.
If this is
Wait, you really think it's a Triple H decision? You really think
not so much a Triple H decision? How about a TKO decision? They've got no balls.
Yeah, Triple H isn't going to push back. But if Vin Man was still there, he probably would have pulled his pants down and said, "Here's your showdown for you."
Yeah,
this is stupid. I'm sorry. This is stupid. This isn't like picking a September pay-per-view and then announcing that Hakeem and the Boss Man are going into the Hall of Fame. It's not the same. It's just not the same. This isn't the WWE is an American company hosting an American event in America.
Right.
If you don't like it, don't watch it. You're not trapped in some weirdo's basement being forced to watch it.
At least not being forced to watch WWE.
And that's what I was saying before the show. And then Marv was like, we need to stop talking about this and talk about it on the show. But yeah, I agree. Like I said, I understand Israel being upset. What I don't understand are all the people online who jumped on the bandwagon, who clearly don't care in real life.
You have not been paying attention to anything involving Israel lately, have you? Because
no, that's all
everyone has an opinion on this.
No, I'm saying the people here, us in America, should not have an opinion on this. This doesn't affect us. They can have an opinion on it, that's fine. But the Americans who are screaming about it are just doing it for a show. They're just doing it as a gotcha on WWE. It doesn't really mean anything.
It's the same virtue signaling twats who showed their ass this weekend when they pretended to be upset because Gail Kim said her hood side came out.
Oh, we'll get that's
we're not talking about that. That's next.
That means black.
You spoiled it. You spoiled it, Kev.
By the way, sidebar, because I had to write about this literally something so stupid yesterday that it gave me a nosebleed, because everybody was like, "Hey, in Superman, James Gunn did a spoof on Israel and Palestine with Baravia and Jardanpur because he did because it's cut and paste 100%," and he was like, "I couldn't have done that. I wrote my screenplay before this started. This has been going on for 75 years.
Yeah, bro, stop it, dude. Stop it.
Every time this guy opens his mouth, something dumber than the last thing comes out. I can't take it anymore. Kevin, he's doing press for the Lego Batman game.
I know. I just...
How long before he's doing press for the farting Harley Quinn comic book? I'm sorry. I'm going to get back to wrestling, but we'll talk more about that on Thursday night, because man, oh man, do I have a lot to say. You and Kumia for 199 says, do that Prince of Egypt parody, Marv. I'll get to work on it. Regia Sharp says, I'm not mad, Dustin, just disappointed.
Glom gold! Glom gold! Glom gold! Glom gold!
Regia Sharp for 5 also says, I swear, officer, for 10 years I thought I just had particularly loud and active ghosts I had to feed offerings to regularly. Maddie for 199 says, the people under Tony Khan stairs. Maddie for 499 says, it puts Osprey over or else it gets the Observer again. I'm sure he read it aloud every week. Andre Adams from 999 says Donnie Ray built like he stared dogs in the eye while defecating. Andre Adams says, I feel like he changed his name to Donnie Ray. This MF or birth certificate says Mongo.
No, it doesn't. Oh, this. I'm sorry.
Not
I thought you were talking.
They brought their hood side out. Okay.
AEW Neckbeard says, I bet he danced in front of the mirror like Buffalo Bill in a Mercedes Monet doing the Mercedes Monet dance.
Yeah, that's why I started. I all I can think now is him doing the Mercedes Monet dance in front of the mirror.
Uncultured Barbarian for $5 is JR's call when Dr. Death won the UWF title was awesome. Yeah. Chef Eddie for $5 says, what would be your most wanted crossover match? Mine would be Ava versus Mercedes Monet. I just want to see Ava have a match because I want to see how bad could it possibly be that they have never let her wrestle.
Clearly, it would be one of the worst things ever. Because...
I mean, Sean, like, I just picture Sean like going back down, like, listen, Jack,
she never had a match on TV.
I've pulled great matches out of a lot of bad people, Jack. Me and Sid. Oh, I gotta tell you, there ain't 1 ounce of talent in that kid, Jack.
If you'll make me watch this, I'm gonna have to do drugs again.
Ava Rain.
I don't want to do drugs. I mean, I want to, but I don't want to.
Yeah, Ava Rain had a lot of matches on the. She fought Ivy Nile at Heatwave. She did some matches. You can go watch her more. I've enjoyed it. Have fun with that.
Be bad. Regina Sharp for 10.
It's so devoid of charisma. You might as well. It's like you'd get more entertainment out of watching a popsicle stick sitting in the garbage.
Regina Sharp for 10 says, look on the bright side, Marv. James Gunn says so many stupid, anger-inspiring things that people kind of forget that the movies shows do stupid things as well. Oh, I had to catch up on Peacemaker this week because of just all the stupid things that he's saying. But yeah. Jeez. All right. Moving along, guys. So Gail Kim has been fighting the entire wrestling internet for the last week and a half.
It's amazing.
It is amazing because she is like good at it. Like she shuts them all down. It is I mean, the last time I have seen
a woman that knows how to argue.
Let's get right into it.
Who knows how to argue and stays on topic?
So the way all this started was she said that she didn't like it was a clip of a death match, and she was just like, "Wow, just say you don't know how to tell a story without saying you don't know how to tell a story." And Brett Lauderdale responded, and he heated on her, and then she hit back, and then all of a sudden he powdered off and apologized, and everything was fine. And she said something about the fact that she listens to Cornette, and that blew up.
Yeah,
she agreed with what Jim Cornette had said on his podcast.
Yeah, and they're like, well, so somebody was like, also he has a huge problem with Riho to the point that there's a YouTube playlist of the subject. So she says, I listened to this whole clip, which I said I didn't want clips, but that's fine. The only issue that I had was that he made a comment about her teeth. I will say, and I haven't watched AEW in a very long time, but when I did watch, Riho had nothing. When I did watch Riho, and nothing against her at all, because I am the biggest supporter of all women who want to make it in this business. But I did feel uncomfortable watching her because the camera shots would go up her skirt, and she was always dressed like a very little girl, and it felt improper. I am also into very believable wrestling. Not everyone is, especially nowadays, and it was just very hard for me to believe that a little girl like that was being portrayed of that size, or a little girl that was being portrayed of that size was fighting the women they had in that division. To put it into context, I find Io, Mia, Asuka, Kairi, and Lei Ying to be more believable, and I don't feel uncomfortable watching. Everything she said here is valid.
110%. And she said the quiet part out loud.
They do shoot up her skirt. She is dressed like a little girl. She does look like a little girl. I am convinced it is the one time of the week that Kenny Omega pushes Tony Khan out of his chair at gorilla position and takes up the headset.
I believe it.
And the internet lost its damn mind. Like, just went bananas. Kenny Omega decided that he had to chime in. Oh, another day, another legend doing the splits for the yearly TKO gift basket. So she says to Kenny Omega, if you're trying to beat around the bush and misinterpret things like the rest of the Yahoos, let me clarify that you are wrong. And see some idiot goes, for the love of God, put the phone down. And then this guy here says, why should she? She's been critical of WWE for over a decade. And the one time she decides to discuss an AEW wrestler with mild criticism, all the sickos come out to attack her, and Kenny decides to run his mouth because he's salty about not getting in the Street Fighter movie. That's probably it. Oh, you know he wanted to be Ken so badly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Or Chun-Li.
But more importantly than that, it's because she disparaged Riho.
Well, yeah, he has to defend Riho at all times.
All times.
Kev, what were you saying?
I said he just wanted to dress like Chun-Li.
Yeah. Gail Kim says, I actually had no opinion of a group of fans until now. Truly, yes. I'll agree. Extreme is a word I would use. If they can't take an opinion that differs from theirs, I can only imagine what failures they'll be in life.
Woo.
Look at that. Look at that.
This guy goes,
see?
Yeah, you insulted Riho, who is not even on here to defend herself. Now you are backpedaling because everyone is calling you out. What? She's not backpedaling.
Because
Not
they don't understand the words that they use. Bunch of Tylenol addicts.
Topical.
So she says, I haven't backpedaled at all. In fact, I stand firm with what I saw years ago in that one match. It wasn't an insult to her, in my opinion. It's you thin-skinned fans, in quotes, who cry and tantrum at the slightest comment. Lost so much respect for you, to be honest. Oh my God, what will I do now? Who are you? I care about those who know me and I have relationships with, not a profile who's not even you and who revolves his whole life around a company you're obsessed with. Even someone who was described as too passionate. I have a real life.
Can I would like this. We have to give Robert Irvine some credit here for creating this because I can only imagine what arguments in that household sound like.
Oh. I don't think he even argues anymore.
I'm thinking like this: if she's this good, imagine how great he is.
And awful. Yes, I understand why you take that as an insult, but personally, I don't want these people to take me seriously. That's right. Kind of the point. If one of these wrestlers take me seriously, I roll my eyes at it. Of course, you should know. Don't. I'm an internet shitter. Don't take me seriously. Right, and it's AEW disciplinary committee.
So Jimmy Corderas said, my biggest issue is it was intentionally made to garner this reaction from the usual mob. Sorry, you are their current target. And she said, honestly, no worries about me, Jimmy. You are the man. I just definitely see how AEW tribalistic fans are now. Good to know, so I can rile them up anytime I please. This guy goes, well,
that is such a shitty, that's a shitty endorsement for all AEW fans. We've known for so long that they take everything hypersensitively and just don't know how to control their fucking impulses online. So
this person goes, for what it's worth, I for one would love to see you do the splits on a TKO gift basket.
Oh God.
He says, I can't do the splits, but I can roll out of a battle royal for one.
Heyo.
One of my favorite Gail Kim moments. This shit. I quit.
Wait, I missed that.
Oh, you don't remember when she did that?
Yeah, she dumped herself out of the Royal Rumble.
That was on Raw.
Right.
She comes back and she gets used for like a week, and then she falls into the I don't know what to do with you, so I'm not going to do anything with you cycle. And this is like the end of the we don't know what to do with the woman era. They have a random battle royal. It's only going to be 5 minutes. She gets in, she takes a look around, and then she bumps herself out of the battle royal.
It's this was post knockout Gail Kim too. This was when she was like she had already proven herself that she could.
Yeah, can we take a second just to acknowledge her TNA run and how friggin' good it was?
That's her run. That's what she's like. There's nothing else to remember.
I was gonna say these idiots are in here trying to shit on her and trying to use her WWE run. I'm like, sorry, Not none of you commenting on her and digging into her. And this includes any of the people who are on that Mud Show roster. They've never done anything of significance. Yes, you're fine. She has a botch or two on wrestling. Everybody who's wrestled has a couple hundred botches to their name, even if you didn't notice that there was a botch. But not many of them have had she single-handedly redefined how women's wrestling gets treated on wrestling shows. That match with that main event with her and Awesome Kong is the actual foundation that blazes the path for the women's revolution. No Gail and no Awesome Kong coming together, and we still may be suffering through Thanksgiving gravy pool matches on SmackDown.
And on top of that, it was better than any Sasha Banks versus Bayley match that you'll ever see. Anytime people talk about the greatest women's match of all time, if they don't mention that match, I immediately stop paying attention to them. There's no reason.
Mm-hmm. So Neckbeard just sent me a tweet that he did about the Battle Royal thing. So let me pull that up real quick because it addresses it. Come on. Ugh, I think I gotta remove this.
Remove that.
Okay. So Beard says, yes, Gail Kim is a WWE shell. That's why she walked out on WWE. Since you profess to love women's wrestling so much, you should appreciate why she did it. You can't book a women's division. You've already proven that. You've also created a video game that went way over budget. It was a bomb and a huge money loss. Stick to wrestling 9-year-old Japanese girls instead of worrying about women's wrestling. You seem to be good at that. Oh, he's responding to Kenny here.
Wow.
It says here, Gail Kim eliminated herself from a WWE Divas Battle Royal in 2010 to protest the poor treatment of women's wrestling in the company, an event she later described as a way to test if anyone noticed or cared backstage, ultimately leading to her quitting WWE immediately after the match. She felt frustrated by the lack of opportunities and the way women's division was treated, with matches of often being short and insignificant. Total WWE show right there. She's just trying to get that TKO gift basket, right?
Did she...
Okay.
I was going to say, did she throw a hissy fit on the ground after that happened? Or
I don't think she laid on the ground and refused to get up.
Yeah, okay. She didn't whine and cry and hold the place hostage. She conducted herself like a professional after a quick protest and kept it moving.
Mm-hmm. This person says, if they wanted to give you a Legends deal, you would have had it by now. The fact that you're out here being a troll against a company that would probably do better by you than the one that kicked you to the curb in the first place says more about you than the company. And she says, oh, honey, I never said about the company. I was asked a question and I answered it. And everyone had a hissy fit over the answer because they didn't like it. And it wasn't their train of thought, just like politics. And she says, it's this person goes, geez, Gail, I can't believe the hate you're getting for having an opinion. She goes, it's the state of the world, unfortunately. That's why you only care about the opinions of those you truly care and surround yourself with. Words to live by. Now, this guy goes, that would mean that you surround yourself with people who only think like you and you live in a bubble. Maybe try to expand and understand why what you said comes across as sexist, racist, and an attack on female wrestlers.
Okay, stop. Gail Kim is both Asian and a female.
Yep. Sexist and racist because she criticized a female Asian wrestler.
Well, first of all, you need to check your privileges because she's white adjacent and she doesn't have a penis. So therefore, she's racist, homophobic, transphobic, airphobic, and she probably thinks that the earth is round.
Gail Kim needs to have a show called Change My Mind.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine?
She just lets
if she goes to AEW, she sets up the tent outside and sits in the chair with the microphone.
Yeah,
just exactly. Have AEW fans come up and debate her
right outside Dynamite.
Awful. We have an idea for your channel now, by the way. Okay, moving on.
Right.
She goes, no, I don't. Between wrestling people and my husband's group of friends or associates, I meet people with total opposite ways of thinking. It's just that most people in real life, when they're face to face, can talk like normal human beings, unlike this platform. She goes, on a happier note, I took a break from the crazies for my hubby's birthday yesterday. He was tired from the road and all he wanted was to relax. This is real life and happiness. And this person goes, what is his ethnicity?
Oh, for the love of God.
What?
I hate these people so bleeping much. This is the existence of these morons, these monkeys, these simpletons. It is why I hope that I never actually die, because I can't leave this earth until I've either slapped all of them or trapped them in a room and berated them and remind them why they are a generational disappointment to every male in their bloodline and every male who will be born in their bloodline. These Tito slurping fools. Oh my God.
So this one goes, not for nothing, but you should care about the fans and what they think. The fans
he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. You're an idiot.
The fans who put you in the spotlight and helped you get where you are today. Here's the thing. Now, I said before, wrestling is a product and fans are allowed to criticize the product, but that's not what's happening here.
Oh, no.
She gave an opinion on social media and got attacked for it. That's what happened.
Even if it was, Gail Kim doesn't wrestle or work for any company anymore, so she is free to feel however she wants about what fans are saying.
Well, that's where Kenny Omega comes in with his tweet to steer that narrative.
But as someone who is consuming a wrestling product, Gail Kim is allowed to voice her opinion.
Right. That's all she is now. Exactly.
And she goes, yeah, I care about respectful fans, and the majority of people have been supportive. It's the tribalistic, sensitive, lose their mind fans I don't care or give two shits about. Well, guys, just when you think this whole situation couldn't get worse.
Side quest.
And somehow
24 is doing a movie on death matches. And she made a comment about, not liking death matches. Brett Lauderdale kind of confronted her. Somehow, Jim Cornette was involved, and she backed Jim Cornette, which led to people on the internet going to her and going like, "You do realize what he says about Riho?" She claimed that she had seen Riho once, and she thought that she was like, a schoolgirl, and they were shooting up her skirt, that she wears, and she found that very creepy. People took it as taking the sides of the people who bullied Riho off Twitter. The reason people are so defensive of Riho is because...
Yeah, seriously, like, why did he have to get involved in this? And you're about to see he gets very involved.
Oh, he does.
Just was bullied by horrible people. And by doing this, like, you are
bullied.
You're kind of taking that side.
I don't like your match. You're bullying me.
She didn't say it in the same way, but she used the same buzzwords, the schoolgirl buzzword and things like that. And of course,
but it's real.
It's real.
She's saying this as an Asian woman who has been fetishized by these people before, and then it makes her uncomfortable.
Good God Almighty! We all heard the Jim Ross story.
Oh, I didn't hear the Jim Ross story.
Yeah, what's the Jim Ross story?
You ever heard this? Jim Ross really wanted to hire Gail Kim, and for some reason, Vince was just not feeling was just not feeling it. The Jim Ross puts together this package, and then apparently Vince has a conversation with somebody, and then he comes back and goes, "Oh, well, I hear Asian corn is really popular, so let's give it a shot." And Jim Ross is like, "Oh my God, I can't." You know what? He walks and goes, "You know what, Gail, you got a job. Good luck, kid." And then it just left. So I'm like, look, she fully understands what's happening. This is I just can't. I'm so sick of these assholes yapping, especially this one. Gail, not only does Gail have an opinion, the difference here is Gail has an informed opinion.
Right.
She has performed on the highest levels. She has done everything a person can do. So not only is she entitled to her opinion, she's actually earned the ability to have an opinion. Versus,
like you said, she's literally an Asian woman.
Yeah,
literally an Asian woman.
Like, so I have Asian people in my extended family, and I've heard from them just like the creepy stuff that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And like Gail Kim is coming from a place of like actual knowledge of the subject, but here comes Mr. Old Man White Savior, which I hate the term white savior, but this is what Dave Meltzer's being. Oh, let me tell you a bit about. And can we just, Neckbeard said it, let's talk about the bullying that Dave Meltzer has done to women in wrestling. Let's talk about Dave Meltzer talking about Sable.
Charlotte.
Oh, yeah. So
Charlotte! That was recent.
Yep. He has said so many
Bianca.
shitty things about women. Well, has he? Well, yeah. Well, listen, Dave Meltzer and black women is an entirely different thing altogether. But Dave has been hypercritical, especially if you collect a paycheck from the WWE. He has said some horrendous things. So for this gaslighting twat to jump up on here and act like he's going to be that he's king of the white saviors, it's especially infuriating. The only thing that's more infuriating is whatever shoe shine he puts in his stupid hair. Just be bald, you idiot.
Defensive of that because of everything that happened. He brought these women from Japan to the United States to work in AEW, and they took horrible abuse for nothing that they ever did. And
because they were shit.
She should understand that
because people voiced their opinion that they weren't good in the ring.
No, I don't care about Kenny Omega's weird Joshi fetish. They stunk. They were awful. So that's what people were talking about.
She came from a wrestling business when it comes to women that was a lot worse than it is now. I think that she should probably just go and say that, like, I didn't realize what this woman had gone through. I just haven't followed along.
He's making demands now of what she needs to come.
He doesn't have to know that. Yeah. Right, like that's not even that's not relevant to the conversation that she was having.
Well, but also he invalidates his point because she came into this during an era where at every level it was awful to be a female wrestler. So them catching a couple little complaints about how their matches stink and how they don't look the part on Twitter is nothing compared to what she actually went through. Again, she got her job because the old man said, "Oh, this particular type of adult cinema is popular." Had nothing to do with her value as a performer. So it's like, so she has not only had to eat shit, she's had to swim in it too. So she's again, this is the problem with the world, right? You have people who actually went through shit, and you have the people who get to walk in after it's all done and pretend that they have problems. Real problems, pretend problems. Dave is talking about people with pretend problems. Gail is someone who actually had problems. Gail overcame. The rest of these soft assholes don't have an ounce of perseverance in themselves, and they boo-boo face and cry because they stubbed their fucking toe or stepped on a leg up.
Yep. Neckbeard. Oh, for fuck's sake. She quit Twitter. It's not like someone locked her in their basement. Actually, Kenny probably does lock her in his basement.
God.
And, she should say that she's sorry.
So Dave Meltzer is demanding an apology from Gail Kim. Let's see how that goes. So someone goes, appreciate your comments about GK's posts. I had the same thoughts, and people in the industry should be more cautious with how their words could further add fuel to the fire that hurts other women in the industry. This comes from Pamela Anderson, apparently. I somehow doubt it. And Dave goes, thanks. I think she didn't understand the situation and still doesn't. And doesn't understand how she fueled a very horrible situation from the past. And this person goes, judging by what she's posted since her initial comments, I think Gail fully understands what she said. He goes, let me know where she acknowledges the horrible bullying that Riho received and either says she doesn't care or apologizes for bringing it back. Because it was, and then this one goes, geez, she made a comment about Riho from a match many years ago. I don't see how the bullying Riho received has anything to do with Gail's original post because it was explained to her. At the point when someone explains the issue, you either learn from it a commendable trait or you ignore it, an uncommendable trait. So Gail
oh my God.
No, it wasn't. I had a shitload of tweets coming at me all at once, so don't assume to know what I was thinking or what I understood in the moment. I actually had a nice person email me an explanation that probably had the most clarity explained. That was today. And also the amount of twisting what I said was also part of that. So, like I said earlier, I'll talk about it in an interview when it's not limited to text and words, and people can do more than read and hear my opinions. Gail smells money. She's like, I'm going to go do an interview or a shoot thing or something like that.
Neckbeard, you know what to do.
Yep. Gail goes, am I wrong? But isn't it alleged that he gets paid by that company? Talking about Dave. And also, why the hell does anyone go by his star rating system like it's the standard? Has he ever had a match in his life? Well, I mean, look, I will say critics are allowed to be critics without having done the thing, but people that act like Dave's star ratings are the be-all, end-all ultimate, that is a thing that, Dave is a fan. Dave's opinions should be treated like any fan's opinions.
Well, so Dave presents himself as an expert.
Yes.
So
he is the expert.
He's the asshole. Fucking idiot.
She goes, I actually found out today and listened to a reasonable person about it, asshole. Keep on making your biased assumptions and your star ratings that mean F all. This one goes, found out today, and literally the entire wrestling community has been telling you this for 4 days now. He goes, no, maybe on your timeline. Are you on mine? I'm getting a mix of shit. And I also I made an observation about an uncomfortable segment I saw, and you insane people twisted it to your narrative. Educate yourself. And then she said, no.
I'm sorry. This is all over the quote unquote bullying of Riho, which I still take issue with. Like, all it was like when you put yourself on national television in a schoolgirl outfit, playing an Asian stereotype and taking upskirts, you're going to get criticism on the internet. That's what's going to happen. So to have Kenny Omega come out and be Mr. White Knight and have to save her every time someone says something bad about her, and Dave Meltzer playing defense every time someone says anything bad about her, at the same time, those people are going around saying terrible things about everyone else. It's ridiculous. This whole idea that bullying is the problem here it makes me so angry, dude.
Let's be honest about what happened here, right? Kenny Omega knows goddamn well what he did. He knows that he put those girls out there to appeal to a very specific scummy demographic, and he can't stand the fact that people calls him out, and he can't stand the fact that when you have to call him out, you have to eventually talk about who he's friends with and who the company rents their rings from.
Exactly.
So it all ties together. And so he has to come out here and make a giant smoke screen and fake being a white knight, which makes this that much more repugnant. So you got a piece of shit who doesn't want to admit that he's a piece of shit and did a shitty thing to a bunch of girls because he's a piece of shit.
Yep. And then Gail Kim also says, Meltzer's idiocy is bringing out my hood side, which very rarely happens. I get feisty, but I don't like to curse directly at people and call them names. If it gets to that point, you know you deserve it. My hood side.
This is the start of Act 3.
Go!
Yep. They leaped on this. They were like an avenue of attack.
Yeah.
The hood. You grew up in Toronto.
Yep. Yep.
Implying that there aren't hoods in Toronto is pretty insulting in and of itself.
I watched the Cops version, the Canadian version of Cops when it was on Netflix a long time ago. Canada's got some hoods. They're very polite, but they're also very hooded. But they're very polite.
Oh, hey there. Can I have all your money, eh?
Yeah. As they smash the bottle over your head, they're very nice about it.
So, hey there. You got any crack on you? You got any crack?
You're bleeding a bit there, bud. Hold on. Let me get my hanky out there. You know what? You keep that while I take your wallet. I said my hood side. Blame Moose. He used the term. And she goes, now that you know the backstory when people are upset, can you at least understand? I defended you as much as possible on my show last night and explained that you probably didn't know the backstory. Now that you do, what is your opinion on the years of horrible bullying Japanese women wrestlers received? She says, I find it so interesting that people want an immediate answer in this instant gratification society we live in. I said I would talk more about it in detail in an interview where I can speak about it at length. I don't just listen to the demands of people just because they said so. I'll be replying back to that person who was very nice and reasonable and then think about who I would like to discuss the topic with. Just because you want an answer or these other insane fans doesn't mean I have to do what they tell me to do on their schedule.
And then said that she got out the rapper side of it. You know?
What the hell?
It's a AM radio from the 50s.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I'm
War of the Worlds out here.
Bleeding from the ears over here, Pacino. But Public Enemy's podcast goes, my hood side, bruh, I'm tired.
You know, it's always the enemies of common sense. It's one of their tactics is when somebody from a position of strength is speaking, they want that person to keep on speaking so that they eventually come to a weakness. And once they find that weakness, they're going to hang their entire being upon that weakness, like they're doing right now. They couldn't kick her ass in the whole intellectual debate side. They had to wait all the way to the fourth day to where she had to slip up in some people's minds and say, my hood side. And that's when they think that they got her.
So she goes, like I just said to Gresham, I was quoting Moose when he said my non-classy, fiery side. Does that term work better for everyone now? X is quite sensitively controversial these days. We need an official rule book of do's and don'ts, apparently. And then this guy goes, would have come off better if you just said a mean side instead of a hood side. Unless you actually grew up in the hood in that environment. You don't have a hood side. I know it's a sensitive era, but you have to see it from the other perspective, too.
There is no other perspective, you soy boy bitch! Jesus Christ! She can say what she wants. She's a grown-ass woman.
Yeah.
And she goes, I am, and that's why I've had a few convos about it, like now. Because you are respectful and clear, I understand your point of view.
She gave that man too much credit.
This one goes, Gail is either knowingly grifting or just stupid. And she goes, and you're a fake character that is played by Daniel Day-Lewis on a social media platform, making assumptions about a real person that isn't hiding my persona. So I'll assume most people will take my POV over yours. And this one goes, the sad part is Gail doesn't give a shit about what she says about Asian people. She only cares about herself right now. The new Gail Kim is shitting on anyone to get attention all on her. Hope you get your spot on Busted Radio that you're using Rio to get. She goes, the amount of people who lose their minds or get so angry at me or anyone that doesn't know what they do or were informed about is mind-blowing. What the hell has poisoned this society? Oh, I know. This effing platform. LOL. Good Lord, have mercy. This one goes, Gail, I'm going to AEW Collision tonight. Try not to let their sicko energy wear off on me. And she goes, have tons of fun. Don't yell out any personal opinions. This one goes, there are often very clear signs you were on the wrong side. And this is a great example. And she goes, because I asked if I should watch something. Okay. You seem logical. What else should I know? And then O'Shea Jackson Jr. with, I asked for video packages once. Been an enemy of the state ever since.
So the thing that she was told to watch was JD from New York. He did a little segment on it. I didn't go on that side quest because there's enough side quests on this. I didn't think I needed to mention JD from New York.
Yeah, I know. He's probably just rehashing things that you've said.
Right.
Anyway, Dis.
Exactly.
So, and here we go. Our favorite.
Fucking idiot.
Good old BJ Bethel needs to sign off. In the least breaking news, Gail Kim contacted several people about an opportunity at AEW at some point, longer than a couple weeks ago. No one reached out to her because BJ Bethel knows all. She goes, I don't know you, but this is a perfect example of someone lying and has zero integrity. At least when I say what I say, I'm saying what I feel and I'm truthful and will defend myself with facts. Zero integrity here. The real news about what happened with AEW, since people will lie, etc. I was saving it for interviews, but oh well, it's now. I got one text from AEW when I was terminated from TNA. It was from Sanjay and inquiring more about whether I wanted to wrestle. I'm retired. End of story. There you go. BJ Bethel, the only guy in the universe who sees HBO Max numbers. You know, he's got the inside scoop.
Is this secretly is his dumb account secretly a parody account? I need to know.
It's got to be, right?
That might be true.
Right? He's trolling, right? Because no one can be that wrong that often and expect to be taken seriously. Like, it's got to be intentional.
I think BJ Bethel got a little bit of attention from Dave Meltzer, and now he thinks he's the king of the world. And he has to jump on every single thing that happens. He has to have some scoop or something, just hoping Dave will defend him again, because he actually made a little bit of money after Dave mentioned him. So now he's got to stick his nose in everything. But at this point, Nick LaPiccolo took over, and that was a much deeper rabbit hole that I was not prepared to go down. So if you guys really want to hear the Nick LaPiccolo stuff, maybe we'll talk about that if we have time next week. But we're not. Did
you do the Shane Helms side of this?
There was a little tiny.
What did he do?
He posted a good meme. It would be hard to put on here without pulling up the tweet itself. It was just he was talking about,
There's a couple days of discussing the TKO fruit basket.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
All right. Well, guys, unfortunately, we are going to have to wrap it up because we got to do some super chats, and then we're going to have to wrap it up because Kev's got Lauren and Apollo, and I've got some work that I have to get done before Lauren and Apollo. We had some more Dave stuff. We had the Mone Mag. We are probably going to have to hold that over for next week. Dis, are you good with that?
Yeah. Oh, actually, I guess I should. I told you before, but I guess I have the wedding next week, so I'm not actually going to be here, but I will be able to prepare stuff for the show still. So
okay, sounds good. Let's see. Maddie for $1.99 says Riho is AI. It's where Fight Forever money really went. Regina Sharp for 5 says insulted Riho described accurately. I don't do it like that because I don't like to steal other people's bits, but since you super chatted it, I did it. Regina Sharp also for $5 says Robert Irvine, the only man I respected more after finding out he lied on his resume. Andre Adams for $4.99 says Meltzer looked like the Joker on Valium. And Regina Sharp for 5. Who wore it best, Do-Rag Gail or Do-Rag Vince?
Oh, I forgot about Do-Rag Gail.
Yes.
No one forgot about Do-Rag Vince though.
Hood Gail.
Do-Rag Vince was incredible.
This is one of my favorite Vinces. All right, Kev, you guys have Lauren and Apollo tonight. I'm going to be over there as well, but it's going to be a pretty lore heavy episode.
Yeah, I believe you guys are talking about Sith Lords, right? Your favorite Sith Lords? So.
Yes. We're going through the ancient Sith. So everyone from like back to Nagasato and Mark Aragnos and Legend Paul. So it's going to be a lot of stuff.
I'll be there.
Yeah. It's going to be a fun conversation. Lauren and I are going to get deep into it. So,
all right, gents. Sorry, I got here late, but I'm trying.
No problem.
I'll see you guys soon.
See you.
Peace.
Now, Dis, you and Awful have this little thing going on called Dis is Awful, but not really so little because you guys are killing it over there. So tell folks a little bit about that.
We're doing okay. Hey, you know what? Actually, why don't I loaded this up. I didn't tell you more, but I'm gonna play this. It's only a few seconds long here. It's 8 seconds.
Okay.
Here we go.
I like it. That was
there
cool.
You go. Thursday.
It was very
nights.
ECW. I like that.
I think the whole vibe is kind of ECW, and that makes sense considering Awful's an old school ECW guy. So yeah, Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central Time, we get in some late night wrestling talk, and we'll be doing that again this week. Also, don't forget, if you want to do the audio version of the show, you can listen to this every Friday. I put it up, and it is the show from the previous week. And if you are listening to us on podcast right now, don't forget to come here at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time every Tuesday at youtube.com/@ToonWrestling. Awful. Tell them more about your YouTube channel when it's your time, though, because that's you.
Yes, indeed. It's on youtube.com. It's AEW FUL Wrestling. You can check out my videos, my shorts, and our live broadcast of This Is Awful every Thursday. This week's topic, I heard Marv and Kev talking about their favorite Sith Lord. Me and Dis will be talking about our favorite key grips and gaffers. All right, never mind. No, we're gonna be talking about the news of the day, obviously, and obviously have some fun with it. But yes,
oh Marv, I'm
check us
stealing
out
a bit.
there.
I'm stealing a bit. We're gonna do the AEW shop stuff over there.
Okay, that's fine.
It was supposed to be for all.
Oh, that's
anyway,
right. Yes,
so
yes, indeed.
Yeah. So we're gonna be going to AEWshop.com, and Awful's going to give his professional critique of all the great AEW merchandise.
This is going to be good.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you everyone who chatted, everyone who super chatted, everyone who just hung out and didn't chat at all. Big thank you to our buddy AEW Neckbeard over there in the chat, who is my extraordinaire, keeping you guys company out there. So thank you very much to everyone from all of us here at the Tooney Town channels. I'm Marvin the Movie Monster. Now get out of here.
Now, Betty the Platypus, feel the wrath of my thank you-inator!
Thank you, you piece of trash.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you! Oh, I suppose you want me to say thank you. Well, you know what? Saying thank you is like jobbing.
Thank you!
I got a little message. Thank you. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you!
Thanks. For what?
Hi-ho from all of us here at Tooney Town. Thank you.
And viewers like you. Thank you.